Yep, a couple of big things in the pizza world here in Lafayette this week. So, if you happen to be a fan of pizza in Lafayette and West Lafayette, then you've probably heard this news already. Bruno's is coming back. So, Bruno's is an institution on the west side. It's been on the Levy for years and years and years, but they closed down earlier this year. They're known for pizza and their Purdue memorabilia. A lot of their memorabilia, the family sold off in a couple of auctions here recently, but they had the auction. They closed down not because they wanted to, but because that entire Levy area is being redeveloped by the city and new developers. They are making that part of West Lafayette neighborhoods, and that is going to get a gridded street down there. There's new hotels, new apartments coming in, and the building that Bruno's was in, I was going to say is currently in, but is no longer going to be there. So that's the big news. But they're moving. They're coming back. And it was just announced this last week. And they are moving to the west side. Well, they were on the west side already. But they're moving up to the north of the west side, if you will. And they're moving actually rather close to me and my office. Bruno's is moving in to our little center here where our office is, where the At Properties Russell Company office is, next door to the Brokerage Brewing Company. So literally going to be right next door to my office. But it's right here in West Lafayette at the corner of Covington and Sagamore. The CVS and Payless are kind of right across the street. Fresh Time is just to the south, just to give you a little concept of where this is at. So, I mean, it's really right in the center of West Lafayette. Trying to move the map here, but I'm going to zoom out a little more. Purdue University is just down this way and just, probably not more than about 2 miles up the road up here. And the edge of Barberry Heights is where they're going to be. So that's pretty exciting if you're a fan of Bruno's. If you're a fan of Purdue University, if you're a fan of pizza here in the area. So I'll show you a little bit about where they're going to be. So this is the Brokerage Brewing Company and At Properties, the Russell team, current offices. And you can see the Brokerage Brewing Company's patio there. I'm going to point like you can see my screen. I'll use the mouse. Over here on the back area here is the current patio area, and they're going to be just down here. Oh, helps if I select the right screen. This is the view from the west, so they're going to be right here in the middle of the building. And you can see the signs here on the front. Coming soon. So it's been announced they've got to do the build out, get all the pizza ovens in, and get the place ready to go. So I don't think we have an opening date just yet, but I would imagine it won't take too terribly long. I mean, the space inside is finished. It's just not finished as a pizza restaurant right now. And there's just another view. So like my office is right here, and Bruno's is going to be right here. So I'm going to have to eat a lot of pizza. So that's pizza news number 1 here in the West Lafayette area. So let me know what you think about that. Is anybody excited for Bruno's reopening? I know it kind of left a big hole in the community. A lot of people really loved Bruno's, and there was a lot of tradition attached there, especially if you were a Purdue fan. I mean, they had a memorabilia collection that was just absolutely second to none. So leave a comment down below. Throw something in the chat if you're excited about Brunos. But pizza news number 2 now. I love Brunos, but they're closed right now. My favorite pizza, my boys' favorite pizza, and keeping in mind they're 7 and 9 in town, is actually Azzip Pizza over on the east side at the intersection of 26. And if you've never been there, it's just one of these fast pizza places where, you go in and, yep, Natalie can't have enough pizza places. Yeah, I agree. But Azzip Pizza, it's been around here in town for a while, but the reason that I want to talk about it this week, they do a pizza of the month. Well, they actually do 2 pizzas of the month. So one pizza of the month they do every month is, a restaurant, a corporate-wide pizza of the month, I guess you could say. And the other one is an employee creation made by one of the local people at the local restaurant. The corporate pizza of the month this month, to die for. Just really, really good. So it is... Oh, and by the way, the weather's nice enough now you actually can eat on... Got to point that way. Eat on the patio there under the umbrella. The Texas Turnup. It has brisket burnt ends, smokehouse barbecue, mozzarella, brisket burnt ends, cornbread bites, cheddar, superfood slaw, and crispy onion straws. Now, when I tried it yesterday, Sunday, so I have quite a bit of the month of May to go in and get it again. It's as good as it sounds. I mean, brisket burnt ends on a pizza. I'm not sure how you top that. It's really, really good. And the cornbread bites. So this gets into the debate of, do you prefer sweet cornbread or not sweet cornbread? Me, I'm a sweet cornbread guy, and it's sweet cornbread that is indeed on this pizza, and it works really, really well. Because, when you kind of read the ingredient list, it kind of sounds like there's a lot going on there, but it just really works well together. So if you're a fan of pizza and if you're a fan of brisket, you should go check this out through the end of May. Now, this is a close-up of the pizza that I ate. There's none of it left. Now, there was some left after we sat down because I always order a big pizza so I can take some home for lunch the next day. But you can actually see the cornbread bites here and the burnt ends. Now, unlike the marketing picture, they served the coleslaw on the sides, which is just fine with me. I'm not a giant fan of coleslaw. Don't hate it, but don't love it. So that gave me the option of eating coleslaw or not with each bite. So really should go and try it. Now, if you don't know anything about Azzip, they have been around since 2014. The Lafayette store opened in 2018, so they've been here in Lafayette for about 6 years. But the founder of Azzip is actually a walk-on football player from Purdue University, and he won the Burton Morgan Foundation pitch contest prize and used that money to start the company. And they got their start down in Evansville, and I'm not sure how many locations they have now. I want to say it's something in the neighborhood of 20. They're in all the places in Indiana that you would think of. There's several locations in Evansville. There's one in Bloomington. There's one in Muncie, but we've got one here in Lafayette, several in the Indianapolis area. I think there's one in Terre Haute, but they have some unique flavors and some stuff. They use some ingredients, for their pizzas that are things that you can only get down there. And one of the cool things about the Evansville area is that there are some foods and drinks that are kind of unique to the Evansville area, to southern Indiana and northern Kentucky, kind of, regional flavors down there. And they actually use some of those on their pizzas, and they actually, have brought them up here to Lafayette. So, and one of our favorite things, I don't know if you can see down here at the bottom, they have cookies for dessert. And you think, oh, well, that's a cookie. They're really good cookies. And the trick is, And sometimes they'll do this automatically, and sometimes you got to remember to ask. But when you order the cookies, don't take them right away. They actually put them up on the top of the pizza oven and let them warm for a while, so that when it actually is time for dessert, you can have a warm chocolate chip cookie. And that's really what makes them just super good. So Azzip Pizza, the burnt end pizza, it's through the end of May. I highly recommend it. But, if something's wrong with you and you don't like brisket and you don't like burnt ends, first off, I'm so sorry. But there are lots of other things. So here's just a quick shot of their menu. So they have, all sorts of prepared things on the menu, and you can customize the pizzas however you want. So like if you just want a cheese pizza, that's fine. You can do that too, or you can do any mix or match that you want of their ingredients on your pizza. So one of the favorites in our house, and I'm sorry, there will be no debate on this channel or on this show, does pineapple belong on pizza? The answer is yes. And if you were to look at the possible answers are yes or yes. So yes, pineapple does go on pizza. It's a favorite in our house, and this is one of my boys' pizzas that we had the other night. So, like I said, you can customize your own pizza. They, of course, do have pineapple. This is a version of Hawaiian, and it's quite fun because my boys did go through a phase where they wanted lots of pineapple, and we'd tell them, and they would cover the pizza in pineapple. They got to know us. We were there probably about every week. So Azzip Pizza and Bruno's coming back to West Lafayette, I should say. So that is pizza news for the week. All right. What else is going on here in Lafayette? Well, I get the next thing queued up here. I'd like to remind you that, if you're looking for a home here in the greater Lafayette area, I'd love to be your local real estate resource of choice. If you're looking to buy or sell, if you're looking to move up to the next house, if your kids are eating pizza and eating you out of house and home and you need a little more space, or if you're downsizing, I'd love to help you out. You can reach me at my contact information below, but my phone number is 765-413-6190, and I'm happy to take calls, texts, whatever works best for you. Or you can email me. It's Geoff, Geoff, at russellteam.com. But like I said, all that information is below.